2nd of August, Wednesday, 6 minutes to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. This is my latest video blog. Today I'm going to cover a little bit on Bitcoin Cash and everything that's happening in that space, and having a little bit of a quick discussion about what I think is going to happen with the market cap, global charts and those type of things in this entire space, and altcoins. Also just going to show you a quick video in regards to Pillar Wallet, and they've released a cool little video which I'm going to show you and give you a link to, and you can go and watch the whole thing. Now the other one is I'm going to give you a website to review and sort of get your head around a new marketing program that Bitshares and Hero are about to launch. It does take a little bit of work to sort of get to understand the dynamics of this particular opportunity, but and I'm still working out some of it myself. So, but I'm going to share that with you at the end. So, quickly starting with Bitcoin Cash. Now, it started on the exchanges this morning. There was a futures market, but now it's actually live because people did get their Bitcoin Cash. So, for those who don't know how this worked, is that anyone that had Bitcoin sitting in their wallet got a 1-for-1 for Bitcoin Cash. Now at the moment it's hovering between $430 and around about 350. It seems to be going up and down, very, very volatile. What has surprised me is the amount of volume that it has attracted. It's got $7 billion, and it's number 3 on the charts in regards to the top 100 altcoins, which is no real surprise in the sense that there was because there was a 1-to-1 coin produced, and there's 21 million going to be produced for Bitcoin Cash, and it is pretty much the same as Bitcoin in the sense that it has to be mined to be produced. So they've got a little way to go, and I know that they've got a little bit of support, and it seems to be a lot of money coming into the Bitcoin Cash sector. But I think at the beginning there are going to be some financial groups that are going to come in and inflate this, and I'm just going to cover that very quickly in a second. So the first thing is Bitcoin Cash. So it's got a market cap of about 7 billion, hovering at about 439. So I'm just going to go to the next window. Now on the this is on Bittrex, so I can't speak for the other exchanges, but as you can see from 4:30, I'm assuming that's my time in Australia, 4:30 a.m. this morning, it's shot up, and there is no doubt that this is fairly normal behaviour. There's been a lot of activity, and I'd say there's a lot of Autobots, very similar to the inflated activity that we're seeing with Digibyte and a couple of others at the moment. And I think that this was happening throughout March and April. There is a deliberate entity of some sort, whether it's the exchanges or some powerful groups that have got Autobots and have got lots of capital. They're creating activity. So the whole space, there's no doubt there's energy within Bitcoin Cash at the moment, but it didn't dump like I thought it was. I thought it was just going to dump, and that's because a lot more money was coming in than was being taken out, and we've seen it hit an all-time high, pretty much about that 440. I'm not sure if it was any higher than that at any other stage, and each exchange would be slightly different. Now there's a number of people out there would have a big number of these, and there's no doubt that I feel that they would, in their right mind, try to inject and inflate the price as much as they can over a short period of time, and then offload as many of these coins as they can. So don't fall for the trap of buying on the high. I mean, if you've got coins already, you might want to hold them for an X period of time. If you want to take the money and run, you can. I'm not giving any financial advice on this because I'm not too sure where it's going to go. I'm not going to be supporting Bitcoin Cash from my own portfolio. However, I've got this little side of me which is going to keep my eye on it. Now, you know, $350, $400, I don't have any of these coins. Some people would, and you know, congratulations, you have made X amount of numbers or X amount of dollars if you decide to sell now. You know, I mean, 5 years' time, it could be where Bitcoin is. I'm not too sure. But the big thing about these Bitcoin Cashes and these forks is that it's not the first time it's happened. That's what people need to realise. It's happened before. There are other altcoins out there using and utilising the Bitcoin name, and it can get a little bit confusing. And I think what you've got to understand is be mindful of what these coins are, and I think I can see some issues down the track. I mean, how many forks are we going to have? It's just going to dilute the entire market. It's going to dilute the attention of Bitcoin, and which one do we actually support? Which one's going to be the best one? What's going to happen in 10 years' time? I think we might even move away entirely from Bitcoin, but by the looks of it, if it's going to keep evolving, there probably will be a shift towards the ultimate Bitcoin, or the Bitcoin of the decade that has the technology that's going to support integration and be able to maintain and keep up with the transactions that are required for it to even work. I mean, at this stage, it's just a speculative asset. And you know, but in saying that, there are ATMs and it is being used in a lot of other countries, and I understand that. But I think it's in regards to the percentage of market share and how much it's actually being utilised. I think people are holding and trading Bitcoin more than they are actually using it for everyday use. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash, lots of activity. I do believe this is inflated activity to a degree. There would be no doubt there'd be some big boys throwing in a whole heap of money to inflate the price, and when they're ready, they'll be pulling it out on them. You know, and they're probably trading it for maximum profit. So that's BTC. Quick one on the cryptocurrency market cap. It did get back to 101. Let me just refresh this. So I opened this a few hours ago, so it's back down to 100. So $1 billion's gone out of it since I opened this window, but we're still at 100 billion. The market all-time high market cap was 115 billion. So we're getting close to where we were 45, 50 days ago in April, May, June. Well, pretty much May, I'd say. And we were hovering there 3 or 4 times. We hit about 115, 112, 115 billion. So it's good signs, but this is a volatile market, and you know, after this 1st of August, we've seen a whole heap of energy come in to a lot of the altcoins. So Bitcoin's gone up, altcoins have gone up. Everyone's probably looking at the portfolios, feeling pretty good today. A lot of people got a whole heap of free Bitcoin Cash, and as you can see here on the market capitalization, it's sitting at number 3, which is pretty unreal. I'm not sure how long that it's going to stay there. You know, I'll have to go and do a little bit more research, keep my eye on it. But it's not something I'll be diving in with any seriousness. You know, I mean, $431. You know, the movements of this would have to be fairly significant from an investment point of view. You might make 2 times, 3 times your money, but over what period of time? And it's going to behave just like Bitcoin did, which was up, down, pretty crazily. And considering so many people got free coins from the split, I'll be very, very mindful about investing anything. Actually, that's my opinion. So go do your own research if that's something you want to do. Next one, global charts. I've narrowed this down, and it showed this is from 16th of May to 2nd of August, and a retrace through the middle here, and then we had a little reverse head and shoulders, and we've seen that come back up. And just in the last day or so, we've had an injection of 10, 12 billion dollars. I think it went from about 90 up to 100 billion pretty much in a day. So some big boys have come to play their games, and even going down at the altcoins. So the second chart here is showing a slightly bigger and a more aggressive increase from about 44 up to probably around about 58,000 for capitalization excluding Bitcoin. So there's a lot of activity in the moment, good signs. I think it's going to keep climbing. We might see some volatility, up, down, up, down, up, down. So don't buy on the high is the only tip I'm ever going to give you. If you're not in yet, it probably doesn't matter too much when you buy. I think if you've got a long-term view, I'm going to keep saying that as well. But be mindful, have a look at the charts, always expand out. I think that's what you've got to do. Don't always look at the chart on the day. You've got to go back a week, go back a month, and have a look at what's happening and make decisions that you feel comfortable with. Next one is Verge. Verge is a bit of a specky, but they've got a lot of good tech, great dev team who are very open about what they're doing, and they've got a whole heap of releases. But the only reason I've got this open is just to show you how much of an aggressive and up and down volatile time 1st of August was. This was fairly similar in a lot of different coins, and I've got Digibyte open as well. and you can see these aggressive pumps from 575 up to went up 100 sats in pretty much less than half an hour. But that's crypto for you. It's not the first time it's happened, but the altcoins at the moment are really holding strong, which is good news, and it's what we want to see. Lots of more money coming into the market, and I do expect a pullback in the next couple of days once the excitement starts to settle down and people start to take their money. Another thing I saw of interest was silver, because I'm a big fan of silver and gold. It's real. You've got to realise some of your profits from crypto and make sure that you're stacking something of gold and silver. Real life experiences, real life things, real physical things. From an investment point of view, have got a lot more validity, or a more justified part of your portfolio, and I think you can't just put all your eggs in one basket, as a cliche, and especially with cryptos. It's very exciting and can be, but just don't put your hopes on winning the lottery in crypto without having a diversified approach. And as you can see here on this chart, and the only reason I pulled this up is just this massive huge spike up to 1686 US and then crashed down to 1661 and then sort of rebounded back, and that these type of things are fairly unnatural. That's how I look at that. That's not an organic event. That's probably someone paper silver selling short on the some internal trades. I mean, this is in Sydney or just on Hong Kong. You don't always see this. You do see a lot of movement through the London and New York COMEX stage, that grey part of this little graph here. And, you do see some pretty fast, aggressive dumps from a manipulated market. Where's gold and silver going to go? I mean, everyone's hoping for this big thing in the middle here, which was start of June. I think it was middle of July 2008, we started to talk about this recession, and then all of a sudden it went ballistic in 2010. And I'm expecting something similar to this occur at some stage, sometime down the track. But my feeling is that it's going to occur after they've got everyone hooked on cryptocurrencies. When I say they, because there is a little bit of they in this, they're going to want to get everyone's attention away from the physical. They don't want you buying homes and buying property and buying land and buying gold and buying silver because it's real. They want you putting all your money, locking it up in stocks and into paper and into cryptocurrencies because it's not physical, it's not real. So that's why I keep saying, it's all good and well to have wealth, but you've got to live your life, you've got to live your experiences. But if you are interested in actual genuine assets and genuine investments, I think you've got to keep your eye on the physical. So gold and silver, I'm not going to predict anything because it's such a manipulated market, and everyone's pretty much got it wrong over the last 100 years in regards to trying to predict the prices. But there is no doubt it's hit a bit of a flat line, and I think we'll see something at some stage in the next couple of years. But that's been said before. But going to move on from there. Pillar Wallet, Pillar Project. I've spoken about this before. I'm invested in it. This is not for a bounty or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you a video because Dave has come out with a video talking about updates with the Pillar project and what they're for. Elements that they're going to be working on over the next 6 months to 12 months in particular. And just to give you a quick review, but if you want to go and watch this in full, I'm not going to press play for you. Go to the Pillar Project on YouTube and watch the video. It's called Pillar Unconference 4 Products of Pillar Project. But he's talking about bringing out the first couple of test wallets and bringing them out over the next 6 months for people to trial and test and get feedback on. So that's pretty exciting. Then they're talking about wallets that and APIs that are going to be able to integrate with all sorts of different systems and banks and everything from retail, from real estate, from anyone that's commerce, I suppose, even from health, and just all that we need in life. Creating APIs that allow these industries to connect to the smart wallet and integrate everything into one. I mean, that's the whole concept of this smart wallet. It sounds exciting, and they're talking about, David covers how he's going to bring all of this in over the next short period of time. They're doing a contest as well, I think some graphics and formatting and getting some great minds involved into this pillar project. So it sounds pretty cool and pretty interesting, but guess what? Go to the video and have a watch for yourself and keep researching into your own investments, as I am. That's why I'm sharing this with you, just because I found the video and I've watched it, and I think anyone that's been following Pillar might find this of interest, because you know, when these guys come out and give us news, it's nice to hear, and that's what you want from investments. You want to hear about developments. You want to see where you want to actually see the value in movements in development. So that's good. Next one is the billion hero. So it's essentially Bitshares. Stan Larimer is bringing out. They've started a marketing campaign last month. I think it was on the 4th of July. That's been going for a month, and they've been building up to this moment. So they launched their website, billionherocampaign.com. And what it's about is creating a smart contract, I think, or a smart coin called the Hero, and using Bitshares in a competition format to create innovation and integrate the concept into mainstream. There's a really good video here on the and they talk about it a lot more. So very worth. Or it is worth going and checking out the website and just getting some of this information in. I'm not sure where this is all leading. It sounds great. It's big. From the way I look at it, Bitshares the technology is advanced. It's more advanced than Bitcoin. It's more advanced pretty much than any other altcoin, and it's pretty amazing what their wallets can do. They've got inbuilt exchanges and all sorts of stuff. And I think the Hero campaign is about locking up your Bitshares and it's like wrapping it up into a contract or into a smart coin. You earn 5% on your holdings of Bitshares for the period that you have Hero coins. That's pretty much the idea of it. So it's about getting into Bitshares and using the platform to create a savings account, if that's the best way of doing it, which will also inflate Bitshares, because a lot more people are holding and valuing Bitshares as a valued store, a store of value, and something that you can actually earn interest on. And I think the interest rate was about 5%. So there's a lot of information there for you to review, and it's got a whole heap of stuff on this website, lots of blogs as well. And I think this is one of those ones where you've got to go, okay, allocate some time, come and watch the video, and then just take a breath and just go through each blog and to get a bit of an understanding of it all, because I think there's a great opportunity here, and if they can articulate this in a way that people engage with and understand, I think they'll go very well. At the moment, it's so advanced and has so many capabilities. Some people who are just coming into the space find it a little bit overwhelming, and I found that a little bit when I first got Bitshares, but I feel a lot more comfortable with it, and it is one of my major holdings. So yeah, look, there's some information for you there. Billion Hero campaign. There's some really good blogs on steemit.com as well. Next one is not much. That's all I really wanted to share with you. Actually, I've just got my CoinGecko page open, just having a look at what's happening on the markets. It's all looking fairly positive and strong at the moment, coming out of the 1st of August. Expect a little bit of retrace. Bitcoin scares me a bit. I think there's going to be some people taking some money. We've seen that, $200 or $300 jumps, and then it bounces back to 2.7, 2.8, 2,800 US, and Bitcoin Cash is going crazy. Pretty scary type of investment for me at the moment, only because I don't have any. Because I don't have any, I'm not going to get involved, just due to the volatility. I'm not sure what's going to happen, so I'm sitting it out. That's just because I didn't get in. It's not something that I was watching or interested in at that time, and I didn't have 100,000 Bitcoin to branch off and get one for one. So that's all I got. Hope that's of useful information. That's what I've come up with today, and I'll just keep sharing these little snippets. There's a whole heap of stuff that I see in my Discords and my Telegrams and things like that, and I'm just taking screenshots and writing stuff down so I can share that with you. That's all I got today. Let me know what you think in the YouTube comments and on my steemit.com at Sebastian Jago. And if anyone's got other stuff too that you come across stuff, you're welcome to share those links and things as long as they're legitimate. Anything that's not legitimate I will delete, but I'm very open about sharing and freedom of speech and all of that, and people are very welcome to have an opinion on my pages. And like I said, let's have a conversation about stuff and move each other forward through information and knowledge, and I think that's what this is all about. So have a great day, guys, and yeah, thanks for watching, and tune into the next video.